what happens when you get into debt.
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't.
I don't know work, I can't go.
Or won't pay it back.
I can't pay it, I can't pay it.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits.
You want to fight? You want to fight this fight?
Dealing with desperate debtors.
You please open the door.
I paid the money to... No, because it's not good.
In dramatic situations.
I'll break your glasses!
We meet the people who are losing their homes.
We've got nowhere to go.
You can't leave him because if that pipe comes off, it's life-threatening.
And their possessions.
Will it be all right to tow it behind a transit?
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay...
Get your hands off me.
They'll take it away. Last year, UK landlords spent £4.5 billion repairing their properties after problem tenants left. Over the next year, these crippling costs may force 1 in 5 landlords out of the property business altogether. Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are High Court enforcement agents. Together, they have 45 years' experience in the industry.
When possible, make U-turns.
No, don't take no notice of your sat-nav.
They travel the country, enforcing writs and repossessing properties. Today, they're in North London to carry out an eviction.
Today we have a writ of repossession. We're in Seven Sisters.
The house was let to Vaduva Mariana, who's been living there with her 2 children for 4 months. But she owes £6,000 in unpaid rent to her landlord.
Keep going, down the end. You can park in the bay here somewhere, probably.
The landlord's representative is waiting outside the property.
His name is Ginger.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because he's got ginger hair. Good morning, sir. Are you standing on something? This is Steve, by the way. You didn't meet Steve before. This is Ginger.
Let me give you a little briefing here. They've been there about 4 months.
Yeah.
No deposit, no nothing. Haven't paid a penny rent. They're nothing but hassle. All the residents here have been bugging me to get them out. They're just a pain in the neck. There are 2 little kids there, with 1 mother.
OK, sir. So times are hard.
The tenant, Vaduva, has already received notice of eviction from the county court. But the case has been escalated to the High Court, and the agents are here today without warning.
They know you, I take it?
No, they know me, don't you worry, they know me.
Everybody's been here before.
I've been here. The police have been here so often.
Go and sit in the car, Ginger. Having the landlord's agent there really comes into the same classification as having the landlord there. If he's actually known to the tenant, the whole situation is likely to be turbocharged.
There's somebody in the window. Morning.
Hi.
How are you?
We're High Court enforcement agents.
Code.
And we have a writ to repossess this property.
Report.
Pardon?
What is this?
It's a letter from the High Court of England
Yeah?
saying that you have to leave this property.
I don't understand.
You get an hour to pack up your bags, take everything that belongs to you.
What is the wording for the code?
Where is the word? Not there. It says there, High Court of Justice.
Romanian-born Vaduva doesn't seem to understand that she has to leave the house today. Her friend offers advice.
Questa è curte open. You is for the court?
Yes.
One second, please. I show something for the court.
Yes, sure, please do.
In 2 weeks, I'm going to the home. No, now.
Vaduva thinks she has 2 more weeks before she has to leave.
The defendant, this is you, you understand?
Yeah, a
Good.
little bit.
To give the claimant, that's the person who owns the property.
Yes.
Own the
now,
property.
2 weeks.
owns the property forthwith. That means now. So this means now.
No, 2 weeks.
Vaduva has 2 children. To avoid them being homeless, Paul wants her to go straight to the council to apply for emergency housing.
How many people here? How many
My
people?
family.
Okay.
What nationality are you?
It's Suraj number.
No, what nationality? Where do you come from?
Romanian.
Right. Well, the council should help you.
I speak to council for help about nothing.
They won't do anything.
Believe me, nothing.
Trust me, they won't do anything until they get this piece of paper, okay?
Vaduva has 1 hour to pack her essentials and leave. But instead, she wants to talk to Ginger, the landlord's representative.
You have to leave now.
Why?
God, you're out of here. That's it.
Somebody, this lady, you come in the office, you give you money, something for,
No one gave me
for
money.
make this.
No one gave me a penny.
She told me.
No one gave me a penny.
She told me yesterday.
I'm not going to argue with you.
You know yesterday the two ladies.
I'm not going to argue with you. No one gave me a penny. And you're leaving now. Simple.
I don't leave.
You're leaving now.
I don't leave.
You're going to leave. You have,
I don't
you
leave.
have no choice.
Ginger. You leave now. That's it. That's the end of the... That's from the High Court. That's the end of the line. You have to leave.
Vaduva refuses to accept the authority of the writ. And now she wants to shut Paul out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay here.
Okay, you have the option to do this.
Me, I don't understand here.
Okay, you speak perfectly good
It's
English.
no 100%
Listen,
code.
wait, stop. Listen, please.
Yes.
You speak perfectly good English. You understand what I'm saying. You either have to leave like this, nicely, and go to the council, or we will ask the police to come along and explain it all to you.
Often people will hide behind a language barrier. They imply that they don't understand what we're saying. Their body language and attitude and their reactions to what we're saying lead us to believe that they do.
Vaduva is still refusing to get herself and her 2 children ready. But the agents need to start making an inventory of the goods in the house. Upstairs, they make an unexpected discovery.
Loads of rooms, loads of beds, loads of clothes, loads of everything except paying the rent.
Each bedroom is filled with stripped-down mattresses. The agents begin to suspect that there may be more people living in the house than just Vaduva and her children. The family home isn't all it appears.
The place is a nightmare electrically. Sockets are smashed off the walls, everything. Lights.
What started as a routine repossession has turned into an unpredictable situation for the agents. And with Vaduva refusing to leave, will Paul and Steve be able to keep this eviction on track? Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner were in North London to carry out an eviction. The tenant owed £6,000 in unpaid rent.
Morning. We're High Court enforcement agents.
Vaduva, the Romanian-born tenant, claimed not to understand what was happening.
You speak perfectly good
It's
English.
no 100%
Listen.
code.
She refused to go.
I don't leave.
But then, Paul and Steve discovered there was more to this family home than met the eye.
Loads of rooms, loads of beds, loads of clothes. The place is a nightmare.
Despite the mysterious circumstances, Paul and Steve must persuade Vaduva to leave the house and go straight to the council with her children for help.
We'll give you to 9:15.
I don't how I go in my children.
Take them to the council. That's why.
Council, I'm going to council, but don't tell me nothing.
Well, you go to the council.
No, I'm going to the street,
Listen.
I'm sleeping in the street. If
Excuse
it comes
me.
the police,
If you go to the council should help you.
1 second, please. I call some friend, I'm going to this home because I don't have. 1 second.
Steve's patience finally runs out. He turns up the pressure.
All right, let's call the police then.
Negi, dă-mi suflarea, socole.
The threat of the police suddenly changes Vaduva's mind.
Look here. Take my baggage.
Okay, good girl.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good girl. Thank
Vaduva agrees to leave. After 4 months without rent, the landlord's representative, Ginger, is close to getting the house back.
Pisses me off what they do. It winds me up. We're losing our thousands. We've got a mortgage to pay. Can't do bugger all until they leave. Look at the mess they've left in.
But as Vaduva gets ready to leave, Paul spots some movement in a downstairs room.
There's about 6 of them in the back bedrooms.
Suddenly, a crowd of people appear from one of the bedrooms.
They're packed ready to go. Left to their own devices, they'll be back here by dinner time.
The men and women appear to be living in the house without the landlord's permission. The agents are worried that they'll return as fast as they have left.
Okay. I need to screw the windows shut, otherwise they'll be back.
Ginger thinks he knows how so many people ended up living in the house.
I reckon they were people coming from wherever they come from, Romania, wherever they be, and just rent them every night a bed or whatever, pay per night or whatever, per week, make a few quid, and quick changeover.
Finally, Vaduva and her friend leave the house. It's not clear where she plans to go.
The council wasn't high on their list. I've got the writ. She left it.
Oh, she left?
She left all the court.
Yeah, all got it.
The eviction is complete. Ginger can now set about renovating the property, ready to be re-let.
Okay, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
I'd shake your shoes before you got in.
More than half of Britain's small companies are owed money in late payments. With estimates totalling as much as £255 billion, the effects of these late payments are crippling small businesses, leading to closures across the UK. High Court enforcement agents Brian O'Shaughnessy and Alan Hunt are on their way to New Romney, Kent.
Grand Parade.
Beside the seaside.
Beside the sea.
They have a High Court writ to recover a debt owed by a drainage firm to a supplier.
Today we're looking for £7,008.95.
This job's going to be very draining, you know. I can feel it already.
The company, Free Flow Drains, is run by the debtor Steve Ross from his home.
Narrow door, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I might have some trouble here, mate. I'll have to go in sideways.
We've got a garage.
Oh, lovely. Let's have a look.
No one appears to be in, but Alan finds an unlocked door.
Oh, lovely. Here you go. Hello?
Hello? A rabbit.
Under the terms of the writ, the team have the right to make peaceful entry into the property.
Hello?
Hello, High Court enforcement.
High Court enforcement.
Hello? For me, gaining peaceful entry into a property, I think it's one of the hardest parts of the job for me. I don't know what's going to pop out of a door. I don't know what's going to pop out of anywhere. We're in the right place. His office is here. Hello? Right, is nobody in?
No.
Right, jump on the phone, 101.
After alerting the police that they're inside the property, the agents need to find out where Steve is, so they can settle the debt today.
OK, let's try and get hold of him now.
Here, we've got a phone number. You ready?
Free Flow.
Is that Steve?
It is.
Hi, Steve. My name's Brian O'Shaughnessy. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm currently standing in your office.
Right.
Basically, the reason for my visit, I'm here with a High Court writ against Free Flow Drains South East Limited. Is there any chance you can pop back to get this resolved, Steve? Or can you pay over the phone? It's £7,008.95.
I'm a self-employed drainage person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working from hand to mouth at the moment.
Right.
You know, I've not got that kind of money. If I had, I would love to, just to get it away from my back. You know.
No, I appreciate that. Obviously, what I'm going to do now then is look at the assets in your garage and in your office here, and see what there is to redeem to cover some of the debt. Okay.
So you're in my house?
Yeah, I'm in your home. Yeah. I just told you that first part of the conversation.
Sorry, I thought you said you was outside my house.
No, I'm inside with your rabbits and your little brown dog.
Well, what are you going to take?
Well, I'll deal with that when I look around and see what there is.
Oh, you can't take it. Please let me get home and at least talk to you.
Well, I just asked you to do that.
I mean, I could probably pay about 700 quid.
No, I need to minimum payments now. I need £3.5 grand.
I've got no. Look, if I had it, I would. Look, just bear with me.
Steve.
Can you give me an hour?
Steve, listen to me. Right, take a deep breath, chill. I understand it's a shock to you. All right.
It's a shock. Yeah.
I'll wait 1 hour for you. Okay.
Yes.
Just get in the car. Take your time, and I'll see you in 1 hour. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank
Steve.
you.
All right.
While the agents wait for Steve to return, they start to look for business assets they can seize if he can't pay the £3,500 Brian has asked for today.
There's lots of tools here. Generators go for about 200 quid. There's a welding machine here. Fast charger, yeah.
What have we got in here?
Cordless laser circular
laser
saw. Yeah, nice. Testing kits, yeah, they're quite expensive, some of these testing kits. Walking into the debtors' houses, you know, you're seeing their lives, you know, everything they've worked for in life is there that you can get your hands on. And, you know, you've got to be mindful of how people may react.
50 minutes later, Steve arrives home.
How you doing? Have a word with you. Steve, thanks for coming back.
How are you? All right.
How about you?
Thank you for
No, that's
waiting
cool.
up.
Listen, I understand you were quite distressed on the phone about it, and that's why I wanted you to take your time getting back.
About it. You know, I know the people who I owe the money to.
Yeah, you haven't disputed that at all, have you?
No,
That's
I
the
owe
thing,
them.
yeah.
I owe them money. I mean, it's just things have been hard.
See what they've done? They've now passed it up to the High Court, which is why we're here today.
I mean, I would have paid him as much as I could each. I'm a one-man band. That's all I am.
Brian wants to find out more about how the debt came about.
So what, are they family friends, are they?
I mean, I know Peter and Matt, and, you know, they only had to pick up the phone. They went to work for the company I worked for when I started on my own, and I used to pass all my work, all the lining work to them.
Yeah.
You know, they're a pair of really, really nice guys.
Yeah.
And the company we was doing for didn't pay me to begin with, and they paid dribs and drabs, and one thing got another, work went quiet and everything. I just couldn't afford to pay.
You know, it's quite common in the building trade where people aren't paying invoices or people aren't satisfied with work or people walk off the job, and it has a knock-on effect. You know, if they're not getting paid, how can they pay out?
It's clear Steve's company has fallen on hard times. But if he can't make a payment today, and some of his tools and equipment are seized, he risks losing his business altogether.
Steve, I don't expect you to have £7 grand. The problem I've got now is I need to keep the judge happy, I need to keep the claimant happy. I need a down payment or a large payment today of half the debt. £3,500 we need today.
I've rung my mum.
Right, okay.
But I don't know, I mean, obviously...
See,
you know, but,
no, I respect that.
I said I'd give her a ring the minute I get here.
Fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Fine.
Steve calls his mum to ask for help.
He wants 3.5.
3.5, yeah. It's 7 you owe, so I'm thinking half.
It's 3,500. But my mum, they can take whatever they like, mum.
The Bank of Friends and Family, it's a positive thing for me. It's nice for me to see him making that effort and that phone call because he wants to get it resolved or paid.
Steve's mum has come up with £2,500.
Yeah, okay, I've gone through fine.
OK, that's great. Thank you. Bye.
All right, lovely. Bye-bye.
As it's less than half the money owed, Brian needs to set up a payment plan to clear the remaining balance.
So if I say 300 quid a month, starting 6 weeks' time?
Like 250.
Right, let me ask, all right?
Brian calls the office. It will be up to the claimant to decide whether to accept Steve's offer.
3,200 paid today.
Paid stay, yeah.
And £250 a month starting in 6 weeks.
$250 per month. Yep, okay.
Can you let me know, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If the claimant decides Steve's offer is too low, the agents will have no choice but to remove some of his valuable equipment.
At the end of the day, in my heart of hearts, I know what went wrong, and I know what's right and what's wrong. I was in the wrong. It should have been sorted, and it should have been paid.
5 minutes later, Brian hears back from the office.
Cheers. Bye.
The claimant has accepted Steve's offer.
Happy days. Steve, thank you.
Right, I just need a couple of signatures off you.
Shake my hand. Listen, it's nice to meet you. Steve, listen, thank you so much, for coming back.
Sorry, you guys.
Don't be sorry. I don't want you to say that to me because we're doing our job and it's difficult. No, but you've come back, and I can hear the emotion on your voice.
You take care, mate.
Bye-bye.
Everything will turn out well.
Steve's business is safe for now. But if he doesn't stick to the payment plan,
all right,
the agents will be back. The debtor's crisis is over for now. But in Paul and Steve's next case...
Anybody in?
They meet a woman whose life is turned upside down.
You know this woman, she's a chief woman.
By a debt she claims isn't her fault.
I paid the money to... No, because it's not good.
Across Britain, 4.8 million people receive some form of housing benefit to help pay their rent. But over 66,000 households have had their housing benefit capped since 2013. Some tenants up and down the country now face a rent shortfall, increasing their risk of eviction. London. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are on their way to carry out an eviction.
Right, this is a writ of possession. The defendant, Tatiana Celeste.
The tenant, Tatiana, has been living in the house with her children for 6 years, but she hasn't been paying the full rent.
Just pretty standard stuff, really.
Now she owes £10,000 to her landlord. But Paul and Steve are not instructed to collect the unpaid rent. They're here to repossess the house today.
Is there anybody in? Hello? If there's anybody in there, we're from the High Court. We'll give you 10 minutes to think about it, and then we'll break the door in.
The property appears to be empty, but Steve is suspicious.
There's a key in the door. People are in there.
Is it?
There's a key in the door.
It's locked.
I'm gonna see if I can find a coat hanger.
OK. It's just slowing us down. The nuisance is if they are actually in there and they're locking the doors, this could become quite sparky.
Steve tries to dislodge the keys on the other side of the door.
Where'd I put my mirror? Hop, 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 hop. The keys are gone.
Sorry?
The keys are gone.
Is the door open, though?
No. They took the keys out the door.
They've come down sneaking on their hands and knees.
There's still no answer. Then the landlord's agent arrives at the property.
Hello. Paul. Steve.
Nice to meet you.
There appears to be somebody in.
OK.
Have you got keys?
I was told by the landlord to attend with a locksmith.
Right.
Paul and Steve instruct the locksmith to break in.
Oh, wait, just a second.
If you stand back, stand back. That's right, thank you.
Hello? Would you like to come downstairs? Or may I come up? No lights. Oh, there is lights. OK. Hello? Hello?
Although the key has been taken from the door, nobody seems to be in the house.
I'm not convinced. I don't know where they've gone to.
Come out, sir. What on earth are you doing in there?
They went a bit lively, didn't they? Why would you need to shoot out the back door? If somebody's knocking on your door and you have no reason to be worried about anything, why wouldn't you just open the door or even speak to somebody?
Whoever was hiding in the house appears to have left in a hurry. Paul turns detective.
So what I was actually looking through the paperwork for is for the possibility of a mobile telephone number.
But then he makes an unexpected discovery.
There's a whole load of tellies here, this big and this big. My telly at home is this big.
They have a collection of everything, don't they? Laptops. I think that's why they shot out the back door.
No, it's a fairly common boot fair trick, is to get electrical equipment and actually physically jet wash it with high pressure water to clean it up to make it look new. Let it dry out for a few days, doesn't matter whether it works, cling film it so that it looks even better, and then sell it on a boot fair or in a pub or something.
Upstairs, in the bedroom, Paul's in for another surprise.
And we're looking around here, Dolce & Gabbana, NK. I mean, this is all designer gear. Timberland, they aren't cheap, £150, £200 a pair. I'm now looking at 70 pairs of shoes. Steve would like these. There's just everywhere you look is money. What about your rent? The whole scenario, the setup of the fact that there was designer gear in the wardrobe, the fact there were 8 or 10 televisions downstairs, laptops, all sorts of technical equipment there, the fact that it was all in one house, which was a sort of 2 up and 2 down, was a very suspicious circumstance.
Paul decides to call the police.
High Court Enforcement. I'm at a house. We've repossessed the property, there's nobody here, but we're concerned there's about 8 televisions, a load of laptops and other items that lead us to sort of conclusions that are fairly obvious. And these are people who haven't paid the rent. Appreciate it. Bye.
The agents have been at the property for over an hour. But now Steve is needed on another case.
I'll speak to you later on. Give us a call, let me know what goes on.
I'll be brave.
Think brave thoughts.
But just as Steve leaves, a car pulls up.
Uh-oh. Pardon?
My sister asked, that's her property. Is it possible if I park there and come and talk to you?
Please, yeah.
Tatiana's sister gets her on the phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, is that Tatiana?
Yeah, I am here. What's the matter?
We've repossessed the house here.
Pardon?
We're High Court enforcement agents. We've repossessed the house.
Come back, I'm on my way.
How long will you be?
Give me 20 minutes, I'm on my way now. I'm
Okay,
coming.
all right, okay.
While the agents wait for Tatiana to arrive, her friends and family start to gather on the street.
I don't like the attention we get in here. We don't want anybody turning up and moving large quantities of stuff till the police get here. A situation like this could very easily become hostile.
Minutes later...
Hello, are you Tatiana?
Yeah.
Tatiana finally arrives.
Somebody's upstairs.
Right.
I want to know what's the matter.
Right, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. We've repossessed the house.
For what the reason?
This has gone through court. You must have been notified. There are rent arrears here, and the landlord has taken the property back.
I don't speak English very well.
Okay.
She can explain
Okay.
to me.
Right.
mukolo ndako asengi bango baya babimisa wana ndako ba récupérer ndako na ye yoka bia mwana déjà banyongo eza na ndako bokene déjà cause banyongo ezali na ndako
siko bon nyongo yanga temba sa problème n'était. I don't know anything about this. I've been into the court. That's it. I didn't receive the letter to tell me
There
when.
is no letter. That's the letter. We've delivered it today.
No, I know.
You have an hour to get your personal belongings together, mobile phones, identification.
Tatiana still doesn't understand why she's being evicted. She wants answers from her letting agent.
What's happened is that housing benefit have been paying low money.
Low money.
Okay,
yeah,
£600-700.
Yes.
And every month, your money is going in arrears. 300, 600, 900. You understand? Until it's got to a stage.
But it's not like
in arrears that the landlord wanted his property back.
Tatiana's housing benefit doesn't cover all the rent. But she claims she's been paying the balance directly to another letting agent, who hasn't passed it on to the landlord.
She's a chief woman. Me, I pay the money to no, because it's not good. I got my kid. I pay the rent every month. I pay the rent.
The story that's emerging isn't what Paul expected.
Her story is that that agent had not been paying the money to the landlord, and she's been paying £600 a month to that agent for 6 years. If that is true, she is in fact a victim.
Despite her protests, Tatiana's time in the house is now up. It will be up to the police to decide whether to investigate the valuable goods in the house. Tatiana and her children are now homeless. They will have to apply to the council for emergency accommodation for the night. The number of tenants in serious rent arrears is rising. Latest figures show that over 80,000 households are at least 2 months behind with their rent, an increase of nearly 20% over the last year alone. Brian O'Shaughnessy and Delroy Anglin are in Fulham, southwest London. They have a writ to recover a debt of nearly £38,000 owed by a tenant for unpaid rent on a residential property.
Let's have a butcher's. Let's park it here.
The landlord is now pursuing the tenant, Abdunor Sadawi, for the rent he owes. The agents don't know where Mr. Sadawi currently lives, but they have an address for him at a cafe.
We're going to a cafe around the corner here, Cafe Nunu. It's a big debt. £37,986.
A few coffees there, mate, too.
Only if they're black.
Nah, white coffee's better for you.
Oh, there it is, there.
This isn't the first time High Court enforcement agents have pursued Mr. Sadawi for payment. But this is Brian and Dell's first visit on the case.
Can I speak to the boss man, please?
Boss is coming maybe half an hour.
Want to call him, let him know we're here?
Yeah, I'm calling, yeah.
Thank you.
What's your boss's name?
Abdunor.
That's him, yeah. Abdunor. High Court.
If Abdunor Sadawi owns the business, the writ allows the agents to seize assets from the cafe to offset the debt.
Abdunor, I'm here to enforce a High Court writ.
For what? Right.
For £37,986.
Sorry?
£37,986 and 10 pence.
It's £20,000.
They say you owe money to Jeremy St. Ledger Brown.
No, I am not.
Well, that's what it said, sir, and we've got a High Court.
No, I am not.
How long will it take you to get here, sir?
No, I'm not coming there.
You're not coming? We're here, sir, to enforce the writ. You need to attend. Here. He's gone. I don't know.
While the agents wait to see if Mr. Sadawi turns up, Del wants to find out more about the debt.
What's your name?
My name Munir.
Right, you're not named on here.
No.
So I can't really. Right.
Because him is my cousin.
Okay.
Because my mother is the sister here.
But he's not going to turn up.
Cool, then we'll empty it out.
Mr. Sadawi has refused to pay the debt, so Brian is already looking at the assets in the cafe.
Well, if it costs £1,000 worth of stuff, we'll take it. Coffee machine's expensive.
Yeah.
Simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
But 10 minutes later, a man arrives at the cafe.
Who's that? Is that him? Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm all right.
Thank you for coming.
It's nothing to do with me.
Okay, fine. No problem.
It's not my shop.
What's your name, please?
My name is Munir.
Okay.
Munir.
Munir?
Yes.
Okay, Munir.
But you said you were Munir.
Munir.
Abdunur. Who's Abdunur? Look, so you're Abdunur.
No, I'm Munir.
Well, why am I speaking to you then?
Yes, I'm Munir. You just working here.
Okay.
The man claims he isn't the debtor, Abdunur Sadawi.
Is this Abdunur? So look, I'll tell you what. Let's cut it short. Have you got any ID?
Sorry, I don't have.
You don't have?
The man claiming to be cafe worker, Munir Nunu, calls his solicitor. He says he can provide documents to prove that he doesn't own the cafe.
So it's a bit of a waiting game at the moment to get the documents, I think. That will tell us all we need to know.
Del asks to speak to the solicitor.
Hello, sir. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. My name is Delroy Anglin. I'm in possession of a High Court writ. Who owns this shop?
I don't know. You can check that. I don't know. I have no clue.
Do you have a copy of the lease for this business here?
No.
And can you confirm the identity of the person here? Is it Abdunur Sadawi?
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
The man who said he was Munir Nunu appears to be the debtor, Mr. Sadawi, after all.
It's interesting. We've now established he is the debtor. The solicitor's done so he's lying. How long have you been trading here?
He's not. I'm not training. I just come to look at it sometime.
Okay. Mr. Sadawi is adamant that he doesn't own the business. It's a stalemate. So will Brian and Del be able to get to the truth and recover the £38,000 they came for? High Court enforcement agents Brian O'Shaughnessy and Delroy Anglin were at a cafe in Fulham, West London, with a writ to recover almost £38,000 in unpaid rent.
You get a few coffees there, mate.
Only if they're black.
When they arrived, the debtor, Abdunur Sadawi, claimed to be someone else.
I'm Munir Nunu. I'm just working here.
Del discovered that the man was Abdunur Sadawi after all.
Can you confirm the identity of the person here? Is it Abdunur Sadawi?
That's correct.
Now the agents must dig deep to uncover the truth. If the business doesn't belong to Mr. Sadawi, they won't be able to seize any assets from the cafe to offset the debt.
This is your cafe, yes?
No, it's not my cafe.
The cafe?
Yeah, cafe is not mine.
Whose is the cafe?
It's Ud Hasi Nunu.
Is he a relation of yours?
No relation.
Do you have your lease? Do you have a lease?
No, it's not in my lease. He lives.
Having heard him lie about his identity, the agents are suspicious.
Okay, it's 3:30. I need to see documentation. Okay, we don't want to take any further action unless we have to. Just hear me. Well, then we're going to continue. I'm going to take the stuff. I don't want to do that. But if you can get that documentation, I'll leave it. Fine, we continue.
Brian's patience is running out.
The shop's now shut.
Tell him we're going to remove goods from the shop.
He's not forthcoming. He's not really being helpful towards us. I think he'll listen now. Okay, listen carefully. If you don't provide me with the relevant information I need, you need to pay it or we enforce the court order here.
No.
Yes.
Come here.
Yes.
Yeah? No.
Okay, fine. Can you provide me with the lease agreement, please?
I don't have the lease.
Then I will continue with action. We need to sort this out. Yeah? Okay, maybe not then. Sometimes it's good to let them have a little think, you know?
With side, Brian tries to get some more information from his nephew, Munir.
It's expensive around here, it's expensive, isn't it?
Exactly, the rent is expensive.
Yeah, business, yeah.
Rent
expensive too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yesterday you paid 700.
No, was that a week, for a week? 1 week? Or business rates?
Yeah.
Nephew said he paid 700 quid yesterday for his business rates.
And why would you pay the business rates if it's not your business?
No.
You know,
there you go.
It's to be fair, it's the simple things that people trip up on. If you wouldn't pay the business rates for somebody else on a regular basis. So it's clear to me, as far as I'm concerned, him and the business are one. I just want to confirm that by seeing the documents.
Mr. Sadawi's story is unravelling. Dell searches the cafe for more evidence to link him to the business.
This is a copy of an inspection report.
Yes.
Why is your name on this?
No, when they come, they find you. You have to give it a name.
Nah,
No,
that's
this
you.
one is not me.
That is you. You're telling me lies, my friend. I'm having to drag you screaming to the truth. I've had to find paperwork to link you with this business to prove that you own it. Okay?
I'm not owning it.
Yes, you do.
He's owning
Stop it. Stop it.
Because he told me to...
Brian and Dell now believe they have enough evidence to demonstrate that Mr. Sadawi owns the cafe.
Come here, too. It's not quite changed over yet.
Dell turns up the pressure.
Now we're getting somewhere. Tell us about the money that's... Are you going to pay this money?
How can he pay this money?
Well, I don't know. Tell me how you're going to pay it.
I don't have the money.
So you have no money?
No money.
No cars?
No car, nothing.
You're only refusing to pay?
I don't... It's not to refuse to pay.
Well, it is, aren't you?
No.
You have no money in your pocket?
No, of course.
Not 1 pence?
No. How?
With Mr. Sadawi claiming he has no means to pay, seizing goods from the business is the agent's only option. But the value of the assets in the cafe doesn't come close to clearing the £38,000 debt.
I want to collect the money for the claimant. However, in that situation, there was a distinct lack of assets. So yeah, it can be very frustrating.
With payment looking unlikely and with no valuable assets to seize, Brian and Dell have no choice but to leave empty-handed.
There's not much more we can do. He's got no intention of paying. We can't do anything else here today. Here's your key.
How would you feel if someone robbed you of your money? How would you feel about that?
I know how
How would you feel about if you rented a place out to someone and they never paid you? How would you feel?
Have a good day, no problem. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
It will now be up to the claimant to decide whether to continue to pursue the £38,000 debt. Next time, the agents are caught in the crossfire of a hostile eviction.
What was it?
Glass bottle.
Paul and Steve meet a tenant who won't budge.
We will give you an hour to get your personal effects together.
To go where?
To go to the council.
To go to the council?
Yes.
And how am I going to get there?
And Brian and Dell face a desperate debtor who stands to lose everything.
Unless we come to some arrangement in relation to the outstanding debt here, we will be calling a van to remove goods.
Can't Pay, Will Take It Away returns next Wednesday at 9. On Channel 5 next, from removing possessions to unlawful occupiers in New Nightmare Tenants, Slum Landlords. Next, over on 5 Star, it's No Holds Barred telly with frank chat and even franker answers. We drop in for new Sex Pod. And on 5 USA, Rich or Poor, Murder Hits Hard in Season 9 of Law & Order Special Victims Unit.